Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It's Connor here. And yes, we are back with another video. If you want even more videos, head on over to the Patreon account where we'll be releasing another one Leeds video today. Content is flying out on this channel. So make sure you do all those good things. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so the algorithm finds my face all over it. Make sure you do that, everybody. Really appreciate it. Looks like you enjoyed the debrief last night, already on 9,000 views. Really appreciate that as well. I'm throwing the appreciation bomb everywhere today. And obviously, go check out the preview for the Brighton game, which we spoke on yesterday. We'll not be doing anything on the Brighton game today. Not anything. So make sure you go check that out if you want a little bit of a preview on that, or check out the Patreon video, which is going to be a breakdown of Brighton. Always really interesting videos. Everyone seems to enjoy them. Let's get on to the rumour mill anyway today, everybody. First on the mill, no surprises whatsoever. Manchester City are keeping very close tabs, according to The Athletic, on Archie Gray. Now, allegedly, they are one of many sides. Archie looks absolutely fantastic in pre-season. He's been making the headlines in, throughout the entire youth setup, really. Obviously, comes with a very prestigious family as well. But apparently, the Whites Youth Academy is looking to grow with every year that passes. And thanks to plenty of focus under Andrea Radrizzani, the squad, all the squads are looking incredibly strong. However, there are a lot of tabs being kept on some of our brighter spark. And after a huge amount of senior debuts last season for the under-23s, bearing in mind Arch last season would have been 15 and been making an appearance in the first team, the midfielder is looking to make his mark on the first team. So, yeah, I mean, Phil Hay was essentially saying that he's gathering interest from elsewhere. He said that it's no surprise to hear that on the grapevine that the Premier League's leading clubs are watching Gray constantly, Man City included. He's on a scholarship at Leeds, and the club will be ready to finalise professional terms as soon as he is able to sign them when he's 17 next March. The club will be hoping to have him tied down on professional terms. Listen, absolutely no surprise. I mean, when I've seen him, I'm staggered by how a 15, 16-year-old is that aggressive, how he's that good on the ball, how he's that good off the ball. And, he's getting a little bit of a physical presence about him. I'm not talking about width-wise, but I'm talking about height. He's maybe sort of 6-foot-ish now. If he can develop a little bit in the gym, he's going to be a proper player. He's got all the technicalities there. It's just that physical prowess that, because of his age, he's missing at the minute, and Leeds really do need to tie him down, because when you're getting these big clubs looking at him already, you know that he's going to be some talent. And guys, I wanted to talk to you on the mill today about Huanghe. Not really spoken about it on the channel. Wolverhampton Wanderers, obviously, listen, we spoke to Talking Wolves, Dave on Talking Wolves. If you ever caught that preview, me and him were talking off air, and he was actually surprised. He picked Hwang's name out of randomly out of the recruitment stratosphere, and said he was surprised that Leeds United hadn't gone for him. That was about 2-3 weeks ago now, and now the rumours have started to emerge. Listen, the rumours are always going to emerge with someone like Huanghe. Obviously, Jesse Marsh has been with him before. You saw them hugging after the game as well. He plays in the system. He knows how to play in the Red Bull system. I'm not 100% that this is even a goer, to be honest. I don't even think this is a starter. I don't think this ever was a starter. I think they're going to look to make money on him. They've only recently signed him. It's probably going to be a 20-25 million transfer. If it was to come to the fore, that's not what I would say. As in, when you're looking at his worth, is he worth that? Probably not. But that's what Wolves are going to be asking for him, to be honest with you, letting someone like him go at this stage of the window with 5 days left. So, yeah, I don't think that one's going to happen. I think, when Dave was talking about it a couple of weeks ago, I was like, that link is just going to come up. Obviously, because agents, newspapers, that link is going to come up. There's a link there with Jesse Marsh. Leeds need a striker desperately, and Patrick Bamford's probably going to be out for the long term. Let's be brutally honest with each other. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I don't think there's any substance in that, but, in a weird sort of way, it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? But I don't think there is anything in that. Would I like Hwang? Yeah, I would. Me and KG were talking about it last night. He asked me what I thought. I do like him. I think he's very versatile. He's very strong, very quick, very... what I like about him as well, even at Ellen Road, when he's played at the two times at Ellen Road, very, very nimble for his size. And I think he fit the system very, very well. I think with the direct ball as well, obviously he's a bigger presence than some of our strikers at the minute. I think the second balls would be good with him. And as I've just said, everybody, we talked about CDK prior And we've spoken about the versatility along the front four. Hwang brings that. So, and then you look at the striking options now, everybody. You look at Patrick Bamford, who undeniably is going to go out, is going to be out of the side with bouts of injury this season. We just know it. He's barely going to get to 15 games. Joe Gelhardt suffers with injuries throughout the season. We saw that last season, and obviously, there can't be this much pressure on Joe Gelhardt to perform week in, week out. If maybe Rodrigo's not in the side and Gelhardt has to step up, there can't be that much pressure on him, especially with his first maybe fully fledged season starting. So I think obviously we need a striker. We need a striker in there, and I think Hwang is a Premier League pedigree. I think he's got a lot of attributes that would fit this system. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. And I think he's got some decent goal contributions as well in his time at Wolverhampton Wanderers. So yeah, wouldn't mind that one at all. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Just in other news as well, according to Fabrizio Romano, Everton could still sign Leeds United target Ben Brereton Diaz, despite the imminent arrival of Neil Maupay. Obviously, now Everton are going to be getting Neil Maupay in. It's interesting. I don't know whether or not they're sort of like already using the Anthony Gordon money. Obviously, he's imminently going to be moving to Chelsea, which I think is a big thing, because I think that's going to kill Everton. I really do. I think that's an awful move, because I think he's the outlet, he's the offensive outlet, he's the one who gets them up the pitch, wins some free kicks, etc., etc. I think that's going to be a big miss for them. I think, you take him out the side, you're thinking, who is that threat? Neil Maupay. Never been convinced on him from a Premier League standpoint. The Championship, I thought he was magnificent for Brentford. In the Premier League, I don't think he's ever worked for him, really. I think Brighton always really struggled for goals, and he got given chance after chance after chance. Seems to only score against Leeds, which doesn't make me feel good, because obviously Leeds have got Everton very, very shortly on a Tuesday night. However, I think the arrival of Neil Maupay is quite underwhelming, to be honest. But you look at Nottingham Forest. We're after him, and it looks like he's going to be rejecting them for Everton as well. So Ben Brereton Diaz and Neil Maupay supposedly Leeds targets. I wouldn't say no to Ben Brereton Diaz at all. We were speaking about it last night on the debrief. Reason being is because Ben Brereton Diaz will come into this Leeds United setup, and he won't expect to start week in, week out. He knows he'll have to earn that place. And I think once again, stylistically, he's got a lot of attributes that would fit this system. So yeah, it'd be an interesting one, to say the least. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. More news as well. Leeds United pair Luke Ayling and Junior Firpo could both return to training next week after finally recovering from injury. Once again, says Phil Hay. It's a weird one with that, because it's depth. It's depth, but I don't want Jesse to look. We know he likes Junior Firpo. Listen, he doesn't touch Pascal Struijk, and I'm not basing that. Listen, this is one of those things that will get clipped up when he has a decent game, but a game against Blackpool for me does not seal your fate going straight back into the starting 11. In my opinion, he's not good enough. I think Pascal Struijk's been unbelievable. I think he's been unbelievable at left back as well. Thought you even saw that the other night against Barnsley when he came on. Almost changed the game. A lot started coming down the left. I hope Junior Firpo comes back and is able to ignite the Premier League. I don't think that'll happen realistically. If it does, fair play. However, he doesn't come back into that starting lineup, and I'm hoping Jesse doesn't switch that back line. So I think at the minute that back line is doing really well. Why, everybody? Because of cohesion, because of consistency, because of synergy. And I don't want him to tamper with that. You can't tamper with that, because the back line is huge in the Premier League. The back line is, in any elite football, in any elite sport, you keep a consistent team. That team will notoriously do better than it would if it was fragmented. So I think you've got to keep that back line. And I think that's a really smart way of going forward. I don't want Junior Firpo to come in. I don't even want Luke Ayling to come in and start disrupting proceedings, but you can understand it a little bit more with Luke Ayling, because obviously we're looking at Rasmus at the minute and thinking, okay, he's not really acclimatized to the Premier League yet, but how is he going to acclimatize to the Premier League? Like we've spoken about with Joe Gelhardt before, you need more minutes. You have to get more minutes. So, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But let me know what you think, everybody, on everything we've spoken about in this video. Really interested to hear your thoughts on some of the rumours, the transfer stuff. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts as well on what you would do with Luke Ayling, what you would do with Junior Firpo. Do they come straight back in for you, or do you keep with Pascal van Struijk and Rasmus Christensen? I know Rasmus is going through a bit of troubles at the minute in terms of on the pitch, as I said, acclimatizing, transitioning, but I just don't think it is the time. And there's an argument as well. We were having a debate last night on the debrief about if Cody's ahead of Luke Ayling, but from how Jesse's been speaking, there is maybe, if you read between the lines, a loan move on the cards for Cody Drameh. But there's a lot of reports that if someone goes out at Leeds United, they will replace them, but I just don't know if that will figure at right back. Guys, that's me done. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy all the content at the minute. Make sure you check out the Patreon account. Of course, if you want some bonus content, some bonus time, make sure you head over and do that as well. You know, if you haven't checked the videos out from yesterday, make sure you do so. There is literally 2 hours worth of One Leeds content on there. Guys, have a great day, and I will see you in a bit. Cheers.